The champagne glass shatters against the armrest. Morel Duarte's hands won't stop shaking. She grips her daughter's backpack, so tight the zipper teeth press ridges into her palm. The fabric smells like laundry detergent from the coin washed 3 blocks from their apartment. Cheap stuff, the kind that doesn't quite mask the smell of other people's lives. Reina's curls bounce as she leans toward the window, nose pressed against the oval glass. 7 years old and fearless in ways Morel can't afford to be anymore. Mama, look how small the cars are. Morel forces a smile. Her throat tastes like copper. 5 years since she's been on a plane. 5 years since she swore she'd never fly again. The engines hum beneath her feet. That low vibration that used to feel like home. Now it just feels like a countdown. Across the aisle, a man watches her with eyes that don't blink enough. His suit probably costs more than she makes in 6 months. Tattoos crawl up his neck from beneath a starch collar. Expensive watch catching cabin light. Designer shoes without a single scuff mark. He swirls champagne in a fresh glass. The flight attendant already replaced the one he knocked over complaining about the temperature. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. First time flying? His voice cuts through the engine noise. Smooth, amused. Morel's jaw tightens. She knows that tone. She scrubbed floors for men who use that tone. No sir. She keeps her eyes down. Old habit. Could have fooled me. He leans back, spreading into his seat like he owns the whole row. You look like you're about to jump out. Reina turns from the window. Her voice comes out small but sharp. My mama's not scared of anything. The man's laugh is soft. Cruel. That right. Before Morel can pull Reina back, the cabin lights flicker. Just once. And the floor drops. Not turbulence. Something worse. The kind of drop that makes your stomach forget where it belongs. Overhead bins rattle. Someone's phone hits the floor 3 rows back. Morel's hands fly to the armrests. Muscle memory older than her daughter. Her eyes track the cabin pressure gauge near the galley. Yellow. Should be green. The man's champagne sloshes over the rim. His smirk vanishes. Another drop. Harder. A woman screams. The flight attendant stumbles, catches herself on a seat back. Her face goes white. Reina grabs Morel's arm. Mama, it's okay, baby. The lie tastes like ash. Just some bumps. But Morel's counting seconds between drops. Calculating descent rate. Reading the angle of the horizon through Reina's window. All the training she buried comes flooding back. This isn't turbulence. This is systems failure. The intercom crackles. Static first, then a voice that's trying too hard to sound calm. Ladies and gentlemen, please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. We're experiencing some. The plane lurches sideways. Oxygen masks drop from the ceiling. Yellow plastic dangling on thin cords. Half of them don't even deploy right. The cockpit door flies open. A man in captain's stripes stumbles into first class. His shirt collar is dark with sweat. His eyes sweep the cabin like he's searching for God himself. Is anyone here a pilot? His voice cracks. Military flight experience? Anyone? Silence. Heavy as concrete. Morel's heart stops. The captain's hands shake as he grips the nearest seat. I need someone with fighter pilot training. Right now. The man across the aisle goes rigid. His expensive confidence drains like water through a broken glass. He looks at Morel, then at the captain, then back at Morel. You're joking. But the captain isn't joking. His eyes lock onto Morel. Something in her posture. The way she's reading the cabin. The way her breathing stayed even when everyone else panicked. Reina's small hand tightens around her mother's wrist. Mom, just one word. But Reina knows. Somehow she knows. Morel's pulse hammers in her ears. 6 years of Navy training. 2 years flying simulators that felt more real than her own bed. One choice that ended it all. The captain takes a step closer. Ma'am. His voice drops low. Desperate. Please tell me you know how to fly. What would you do if the person everyone underestimated was the only one who could save you? The plane drops again, and this time it doesn't stop dropping. Morel's stomach slams into her ribs. The descent is wrong. Too steep. Too fast. This isn't an emergency maneuver. This is a plane giving up. Around her, the cabin explodes into noise. Prayers in 3 languages. A baby shrieking. The flight attendant's voice shaking through instructions nobody's listening to. The man across the aisle grips his armrest so hard his knuckles go white. What the hell is happening? The captain doesn't answer him. His eyes stay locked on Morel. She can't move, can't breathe. Her daughter's hand is still wrapped around her wrist, and Reina's pulse beats against her skin like a trapped bird. Ma'am, I need an answer. The captain's voice cuts through everything. Do you have flight training or not? Another violent shake. The overhead bins pop open. A carry-on bag hits the floor and bursts. Clothes everywhere. Someone's wedding photo in a broken frame. This is insane. The man across the aisle tries to stand, but his seatbelt snaps him back down. You're asking passengers? We're gonna die because you can't fly your own damn plane. The captain ignores him. Sweat rolls down his temple. My first officer is unconscious. Hydraulic system is failing. I can't stabilize alone. The words hit Morel like fists. Hydraulic failure. That means no power steering, no pressure control. Flying a plane without hydraulics is like driving a car with no brakes and no steering wheel. She's done it exactly once, in a simulator, with 3 instructors watching. She barely passed. Her voice cracks. She swallows. Tries again. I wasn't certified. I didn't finish the program. I don't care. The captain's face is gray. Can you help me land this plane or not? Reina's fingers dig into her arm. Mama, you can do it. I know you can. But Morel's mind is racing backward. 6 years ago, standing in a commander's office while he explained why she couldn't continue. Why women like her? Women with complicated backgrounds and complicated situations. Women who got pregnant by the wrong man. She ran. She's been running ever since. The plane shudders. Metal groaning. Warning alarms screaming from a cockpit. The man across the aisle leans forward. His face isn't mocking anymore. It's pale. Terrified. Wait. You're a pilot. Morel looks at him. Really looks at him. His expensive suit. His gold watch. His tattoos that probably mean something dangerous to people who know the language. He spent the last 20 minutes making her feel small. Now he's looking at her like she's the only solid thing left in the world. Answer him. The man's voice shakes. Can you fly or not? Another drop. Steeper. Someone vomits 3 rows back. The captain's hand shoots out, grabs the nearest seat to stay upright. We have maybe 5 minutes before I lose all control. After there were a missile, Reina starts crying, silent tears rolling down her cheeks. Not making a sound because she learned years ago that crying loud gets you noticed, and noticed isn't safe. Morel's heart splits in half. She closes her eyes, sees the simulator cockpit, feels the stick in her hand, hears her instructor's voice. Steady, firm. You're better than you think you are, Duarte. Stop doubting. Just fly. She opens her eyes, looks at the captain. I'll try. The relief on his face is so raw it hurts to see. Follow me. Now, Morel unbuckles. Her legs wobble when she stands. She crouches down, cups Reina's face in both hands. Baby, I need you to stay here. Don't move. Don't unbuckle. No matter what you hear. Reina's eyes go wide. But Mama, I love you. I'll be right back. It's a lie and they both know it. Morel stands. The cabin tilts. She grabs a seat back to steady herself. The man across the aisle stares at her. His mouth opens, closes. No words. She passes him, and he grabs her wrist. His grip is iron. Desperate. You can't be serious. Her. Will Morel make it to the cockpit before the plane runs out of time? 20 minutes earlier the plane was still level and Morel was still invisible. She'd boarded last. Always last. Dragging a duffel bag with a broken wheel and holding Reina's hand like a lifeline. The first-class passengers were already settled. Already sipping drinks. Already acting like the space between them and economy was more than just a curtain. Morel found her seat. 3C window. She didn't question it. When you buy last-minute tickets, with everything you own, you take what you get. Reina climbed in first. Pressed her face to the glass immediately. Mama, look. The wing is so big. Morel stuffed their bag into the overhead bin. Her arms ached. 3 double shifts in 4 days scrubbing a penthouse that belonged to a man who never even learned her name. She collapsed into her seat, let her head fall back. Just breathe. Just get through this flight. Just get to Phoenix. Start over. Again. That's when she noticed him. The man in 2A, directly across the aisle. He was watching her, not subtle about it either. Eyes traveling from her worn sneakers to her faded dress to the stitched initials on her back. MD. In crooked letters because she'd done it herself after her last employer's housekeeper stole her good one. His mouth curved. Not quite a smile. Something colder. Interesting. He said it to the air, loud enough for her to hear. Morel looked away, focused on buckling Raina in. First class. He continued, voice smooth as expensive liquor. Didn't know they were handing out charity upgrades. He crawled up Morel's neck. She kept her eyes on Raina's seatbelt. Checked it twice. A flight attendant passed with champagne. The man held up his glass. This is warm. Give me another. The attendant smiled, apologized, disappeared. He turned back to Morel. So what's the story? Win a raffle? Church donation? Morel's hand stilled. She could feel other passengers listening, pretending not to but listening. Raina twisted in her seat, looked at the man with her big brown eyes. My mama bought our tickets. Did she now? He leaned back, spread his arms across the armrest like a king on a throne. Must have saved up a long time. What do you do for work, sweetheart? The question was aimed at Raina, but his eyes were on Morel. She cleans houses. Raina said it proud, like it was the best job in the world. The man's smile widened. Of course she does. Morel's jaw clenched. She reached over, squeezed Raina's hand gently. Baby, look out the window. See if you can spot the luggage trucks. Raina turned away, happily distracted. The man wasn't done. No offense. He sipped his fresh champagne. But you don't exactly look like you belong up here. Morel met his eyes. Finally, I paid for my seat just like everyone else. Right? He nodded slowly. Still, must be weird for you, being around all this. He gestured vaguely at the leather seats, the warm towels, the space. All this stuff you clean but never get to enjoy. Something sharp twisted in Morel's chest. She'd heard worse, lived through worse. But having it said in front of her daughter, in front of these people, she opened her mouth. Raina beat her to it. Don't talk to my mama like that. The little girl's voice shook, but she said it anyway. Chin up, eyes fierce. The cabin went quiet. The man blinked, then laughed. Actually laughed. Brave kid. He tilted his head. Too bad she's so small. Big mouth for someone who can't even reach the overhead bin. Morel pulled Raina close, pressed her daughter's face into her shoulder. Don't listen to him, baby. But the damage was done. Raina's shoulders shook. Not crying, angry. The man settled back into his seat, looked satisfied, like he'd won something. Morel stared at him, really stared, memorized his face, his tattoos, the way he wore cruelty like an accessory. People like you enjoy this. She said it quiet, steady, making others feel small so you can feel big. His smile didn't fade. People like me keep the world running, sweetheart. People like you just clean up after. The flight attendant returned with warm nuts, pretended she hadn't heard anything. Morel turned to the window, wrapped her arm around Raina, whispered the same thing she always whispered when the world was cruel. We're gonna be okay, I promise. But even then she knew. Promises made in desperation don't always hold. The plane started taxiing, engines roaring. Morel's hands started shaking. And the man across the aisle kept watching her with that cold smile, like he knew something she didn't. Now, 20 minutes later, that same man is gripping her wrist, pale, terrified, begging her with his eyes. And Morel realizes something. Power doesn't last when the ground falls away. How will the man who mocked her react when she's his only hope? Morel rips her wrist free. The man's hand falls to his lap. Empty. Useless. She doesn't say a word. Doesn't need to. Her eyes say everything. Then she turns and follows the captain toward the cockpit. Behind her, the cabin erupts. Voices overlapping. Panic spreading like spilled gasoline. Wait, she's just a maid. Did he say pilot? We're all gonna die. Raina's voice cuts through, small but certain. My mama can do it. Morel's heart cracks, but she doesn't look back. Can't. If she looks back, she'll run to Reyna and hold her and never let go, and they'll die together in a metal tube 30,000 feet above the earth. So she walks. The captain pushes through the cockpit door. Morel follows, and the world inside is hell. Alarm screaming, red lights flashing across every panel. The first officer slumped in his seat, blood on his temple, not moving. The captain slides into the left seat, grabs the yoke with both hands. Buckle in, right seat. Morel's legs lock. She can't move, can't breathe. The cockpit is smaller than she remembers. Tighter. The windows show nothing but clouds and sky spinning wrong. Now, the captain's voice is steel. Her body moves before her brain catches up. She drops into the right seat, fumbles with the harness. Her hands are shaking so hard she can't find the buckle. The captain reaches over, snaps it in place. Hydraulics are at 12%. We've got maybe 2 minutes before they're gone completely. After that, it's full manual, and I can't do that alone. Morel stares at the instrument panel. Numbers flashing, altitude dropping, airspeed climbing. This is wrong. All of it. Their nose down, falling like a stone. Pull up. She hears herself say it. You need to pull up. I'm pulling. The captain's arms are locked, veins bulging in his neck. It's not responding. Morel's training kicks in. Muscle memory 6 years old, but still there. Still sharp. Trim tabs. Adjust the trim. Already did. It's not. Try again. Her voice is steadier now. Small adjustments. Don't overcorrect. The captain's jaw tightens, but he listens. His hand moves to the trim wheel. Slow increments. The nose lifts. 0.5 degree. 1 degree. Not enough, but it's something. Morel's eyes scan the panels. Hydraulic pressure gauge dropping. Fuel flow steady. Engine temps normal. At least the engines are still good. How long since your last flight? The captain doesn't look at her. Doesn't dare take his eyes off the horizon. 6 years. Combat. Training. I never deployed. Why not? Morel's throat closes. She sees the commander's office. The words that ended everything. The choice she made. Doesn't matter. It matters to me. The captain's voice is hard. I need to know if you can handle this. The plane shudders. Warning alarm blares. Stall warning. Morel's hand shoots to the throttle. Pushes it forward. We're losing airspeed. You're pulling too hard. If I don't pull, we nosedive. If you pull too hard, we stall and drop faster. Her hand stays on the throttle. Trust me. For 3 seconds, the captain doesn't move. 3 seconds where Morel can see him deciding. Weighing his options. Choosing between bad and worse. Then he eases back on the yoke. The stall warning stops. The nose drops slightly, but the airspeed climbs. They're still falling, but they're falling controlled. Okay. The captain breathes out. Okay, what else? Morel's brain is racing. Pulling up every simulator hour. Every emergency procedure. We need to dump fuel. We're too heavy for an emergency landing. Can't. Dump system is hydraulic. Then we land heavy. We'll overshoot the runway. Not if we come in steep. The captain's head snaps toward her. Are you insane? We barely have control. A steep approach will rip us apart. A shallow approach at this weight will send us into whatever's past the runway. Morel's voice doesn't shake anymore. I've done steep landings in sims. It's possible. Sims aren't real. Neither is surviving this if we don't try. The cockpit goes silent except for alarms and the groan of failing hydraulics. The captain's hands white-knuckle the yoke. His jaw works, grinding teeth. Outside the window, clouds break apart. Ground visible below. Too close. Coming too fast. All right, the word comes out broken. We try your way. Morel nods. Her whole body is humming. Adrenaline and terror and something else. Something she hasn't felt in 6 years. Purpose. Call ATC. Tell them we need emergency clearance in every truck they have. The captain reaches for the radio. Behind them, through the door, the cabin is chaos. Passengers praying, crying. Reyna's small voice asking someone for mama is okay. And somewhere in that chaos, the man who mocked her sits frozen, staring at the cockpit door, realizing the woman he belittled is the only reason he might see tomorrow. Can Morel land a plane she's never actually flown. The radio crackles. Static. Then a voice. Clipped. Professional. Flight 447, you are cleared for emergency landing runway 27. All traffic diverted. Emergency cruise in position. The captain keys the mic copy. Be advised we are coming in heavy. Full hydraulic failure. Approach will be non-standard. A pause. Then, understood. Good luck. The radio goes silent. Morel's hands move to the instruments. Checking. Cross-checking. Altitude. Airspeed. Angle of descent. Every number burned into her vision. What's our distance to runway? She doesn't look at the captain. Doesn't have time. 40 miles. We're dropping fast though. Might not make it. We'll make it. Morel's voice is iron. Level us out. 5 degrees nose up. Hold it there. That'll burn fuel faster. We need altitude more than fuel right now. The captain pulls. Smooth. Careful. The horizon tilts. Levels. The plane stops dropping. For 10 seconds they hold. Steady. Almost peaceful. Then the hydraulic warning alarm screams again. Louder. Pressure at 4%. The captain's voice is tight. We're losing it. Morel's eyes snap to the gauge. Red. Flashing. 4% is nothing. That's fumes. That's flying on hope. Disengage autopilot. What? Are you? Disengage. Now. The captain's hand hesitates. Then slams the switch. The autopilot disengages with a harsh beep. Immediately, the plane lurches. Left. Hard. Both of them grab the yoke. Pulling together. Muscles straining. Fighting the plane like it's a living thing trying to shake them off. This is insane. The captain's voice shakes. We can't fly manual with no hydraulics. We don't have a choice. Morel's arms burn. She can feel the resistance. The raw mechanical weight of a plane that doesn't want to be controlled. On my count, pull right. 3, 2, 1. They pull. The plane shudders. Groans. Then rolls right. Levels. Good. Morel's breath comes hard. Again. Left. 3, 2, 1. They pull left. The plane responds. Slower this time, but it responds. You're flying without instruments. The captain's voice is almost odd. You're feeling it. It's the only way. Morel's whole body is tuned to the vibration of the plane. The way the engines hum. The way the wings flex. She's not reading numbers anymore. She's reading the machine itself. This is what they taught her. What she thought she'd forgotten. Trust your body. Trust the plane. Distance to runway, 20 miles. The captain checks the altimeter. Altitude is good. Airspeed is high but manageable. Start descent. Shallow. 2 degrees. The captain pushes the yoke forward. Gentle. Controlled. The nose drops. The plane starts falling again, but this time it's on purpose. This time they're guiding it. Below them the ground gets clearer. Fields. Roads. Buildings. The runway a long gray strip in the distance. I see it. The captain's voice has something like hope in it. We might actually do this. Morel doesn't answer. She's counting. Altitude. Distance. Descent rate. All the math happening in her head faster than thought. They're too fast. We need to slow down. Ow! Hydraulics are gone. Speed brakes won't deploy. Engines. Pull back throttle. Both engines. Now. The captain's hand moves. Pulls back. The engine roar drops to a low whine. The plane slows. Not much, but enough. Gear down. Morel keeps her eyes on the runway. We need drag. Gear might not deploy without hydraulics. Try anyway. The captain hits the switch. For 3 seconds, nothing happens. Then a heavy thunk. The plane shakes. Landing gear extending. Locking into place. Gear down. The captain's voice cracks. Locked. Morel allows herself one breath. One moment of relief. Then the plane drops. Not a lurch. Not turbulence. Just a sudden, sickening fall like the sky opened up beneath them. Warning alarms explode. All of them at once. Pressure's gone. The captain yells over the noise. We got nothing. The yoke goes dead in Morel's hands. No resistance. No control. They're falling. The runway rushes up. Too fast. Too steep. In the cabin, someone screams. Raina's voice. Small and terrified. Mama. Morel closes her eyes. sees her daughter's face, her smile, her brave little voice, opens her eyes. Pull. She says it quiet, calm. Pull everything you have. The captain pulls. Morel pulls. Together they drag the yoke back with every ounce of strength they have. The plane shudders. The nose lifts. 1 degree. 2. The runway fills the windscreen. Coming so fast. So close. Brace. Morel's voice is steady. This is going to be rough. Will they survive the landing? The plane's belly kisses concrete and the world explodes into sound. Metal screaming. Tires bursting. Sparks spraying past the cockpit windows like fireworks in hell. Morel's teeth slam together. Her head whips forward against the harness. Pain shoots through her collarbone, but she doesn't let go of the yoke. The captain is yelling something. She can't hear it over the noise. They're skidding, sliding sideways. The runway blurring past at 100 miles an hour. Reverse thrust. Morel's voice cuts through. Full reverse. The captain's hand slams the levers. The engines roar backward, fighting momentum, fighting physics. The plane shudders. Slows. Not enough. We're not stopping. The captain's face is ghost white. End of runway in 10 seconds. Morel sees it. The chain link fence. The grass beyond. The maintenance building. They're going to overshoot. Her hand shoots to the brake pedals. Stomps down. Both feet. Full pressure. Nothing happens. Hydraulics are dead. Brakes are dead. Brace. The captain's voice cracks. Brace, brace, brace. The fence rushes toward them. Then the plane stops. Not gentle. Not smooth. It just stops. Like something grabbed them from behind and yanked. For 3 seconds, nobody moves. Nobody breathes. Then the emergency exit alarm starts blaring. Get out. The captain unbuckles. Hand shaking so hard, he can barely work the clasp. Get everyone out now. Morel's fingers fumble with her harness. Her whole body is vibrating. Adrenaline. Shock. Relief so overwhelming it feels like drowning. She stumbles out of her seat. Through the cockpit door. The cabin is chaos. Oxygen masks dangling. Luggage everywhere. A crack running up one window. But the lights are on. People are moving. They're alive. Morel's eyes find Reyna immediately. Still in her seat. Tears streaming down her face, but unheard. Hole! Mama! Reyna's voice breaks. Morel runs. Trips over someone's bag. Catches herself. Reaches her daughter and unbuckles her with shaking hands. Pulls her close. Buries her face in Reyna's curls. Breathes her in. We're okay, baby. We're okay. Around them, passengers are crying. Praying. Helping each other stand. The emergency slides deploy with loud pops. Flight attendants shouting instructions. Then Morel sees him. The man from 2A, still in his seat. Frozen. Staring at nothing. His expensive suit is wrinkled. Champagne stained down his sleeve. His hands grip the armrests like he's afraid to let go. Someone pushes past him. He doesn't move. Morel should leave him. Should take Reyna and get off this plane and never look back. But something in his face stops her. He's not afraid anymore. He's destroyed. She sets Reyna down gently. Go with the attendant, baby. I'll be right behind you. But Mama, go. Now. Reyna hesitates, then runs toward the exit slide. Morel walks to 2A, stands in the aisle. The man looks up at her. His eyes are red. Raw, you saved us. His voice is barely a whisper. You saved me. Morel doesn't answer, just watches him. He swallows. I'm sorry for what I said, for how his voice breaks. I'm sorry. Before she can respond, his phone buzzes, loud in the sudden quiet between alarms. He pulls out, stares at the screen. His face goes from broken to terrified in 2 seconds. No, the word comes out strangled. No, no, no. He looks up at Morel, eyes wild. This wasn't an accident. His hands shake holding the phone. Someone did this. Someone tried to kill everyone on this plane. He turns the screen toward her. A text message. Simple. Cold. It's done. The plane should go down before landing. Below it, a response sent 30 seconds ago. Why is everyone walking off alive? Morel's blood turns to ice. Who sent that? People who wanted me dead. His voice is hollow. People I thought I could control. Emergency crews swarm the plane. Sirens, shouts, lights flashing through every window. The man stands, grabs Morel's arm. Not rough, desperate. They'll try again. If they know I survive, they'll try again. That's not my problem. You have a daughter. His grip tightens. You think they won't find out who flew this plane? You think your name won't show up in every report? Morel's stomach drops. He's right. The moment she walked into that cockpit, she became visible. Documented. Known. I can protect you. The man's voice is urgent. Both of you. I have resources. People. I can keep you safe. Safe from who? From the kind of people who blow up planes and don't ask questions about passengers. Morel pulls her arm free. I don't need your help. Yes, you do. He steps closer. You just don't know it yet. Who wanted him dead badly enough to kill hundreds of people? The tarmac is swarming with emergency vehicles. Morel pulls Reyna close as they stumble down the inflatable slide. Paramedics rushing toward them. Fire trucks spraying foam on the smoking landing gear. The plane sits crooked on the grass. One wing dipped. Tires shredded, but intact. Whole. A miracle in metal and burned rubber. Reyna won't let go of her hand. Her small fingers lock tight around Morel's. You did it, Mama. You really did it. Morel can't speak. Can only nod. Her throat is too tight. A paramedic approaches. Young guy with kind eyes. Ma'am, are you injured? Any pain? I'm fine. Her voice sounds like gravel. Check my daughter first. The paramedic crouches. Smiles at Reyna. Hey, sweetie. That was pretty scary, huh? Reyna nods. Still hasn't let go of Morel's hand. Behind them, passengers mill around. Some sitting on the ground. Some crying. Some just staring at the plane like they can't believe they walked away. Then Morel sees him. The man from 2A standing 20 feet away. Phone pressed to his ear. Speaking low and fast. His eyes scanning the crowd. When he spots her, he ends the call. Walks over. The paramedic looks up. Sir, you need to... I'm fine. The man cuts him off. Not rude. Just final. He focuses on Morel. We need to talk. No, we don't. Yes, we do. He glances at Reyna. Softens his voice. Please. 5 minutes. Morel looks down at her daughter. Baby, can you stay with this nice man for a minute? He's going to make sure you're okay. Reyna's grip tightens. Don't leave. I won't. I'll be right over there. I promise. The paramedic smiles. How about some stickers? You like stickers? Reyna hesitates, then nods. Morel kisses the top of her head. Let's go over her hand. Walks a few steps away with the man. He doesn't waste time. My name is Darian Roth. I own property, businesses, some of them legal, most of them complicated. I don't care what you own. You should. Darian's voice drops. Because the people who try to kill me today won't stop. They'll come for anyone connected to me. Anyone who helped me survive. I didn't help you. I helped everyone on that plane. They won't see it that way. He runs a hand through his hair. Expensive watch catching the emergency lights. Look, I know you don't trust me. I wouldn't either. But I'm telling you the truth. You're in danger now. Morel crosses her arms. Then I'll go to the police. And tell them what? That you got a bad feeling from a text message. Darian shakes his head. These people don't leave evidence. They don't make mistakes. They just act. Who are they? Competitors. Former partners. People I crossed when I thought I was untouchable. His jaw tightens. I was wrong. Around them, passengers are being loaded into ambulances. News helicopters circling overhead. This is going to be everywhere by tonight. Morel's name. Her face. Everything. What do you want from me? Nothing. Darian meets her eyes. I want to give you something. Protection. Money. A way to disappear until this is over. I don't need your money. What about your daughter? He glances at Reyna, still with the paramedic. Getting a band-aid on her elbow, even though she's not hurt. What does she need? Morel's hands clench into fists. Don't talk about my daughter. I'm not threatening her. I'm trying to save her. His voice cracks. I spent the last hour mocking you, making you feel small, and you saved my life anyway. Let me return the favor. Morel stares at him, searching his face for lies. 4 angles. All she sees is exhaustion and fear. A police officer approaches. Excuse me, folks. We need to get statements from everyone. Ma'am, are you Morel Duarte? Her stomach drops. Yes. You're the passenger who assisted in the cockpit? Yes. The officer pulls out a notepad. We're going to need a detailed statement. The FAA is on their way. This is going to take a while. Darian steps forward. Officer, can this wait? She just landed a plane with no hydraulics. She needs medical attention. I'm fine. Morel's voice is flat. Sir, please step back. The officer's hand moves to his belt. Not threatening, just ready. Ma'am, if you'll come with me. Morel looks back at Reyna. The paramedic is standing now, holding her hand, smiling down at her. Then she looks at Darian. He mouths 2 words. Trust me. She doesn't, but she's running out of options. What choice will Morel make? 3 hours later, Morel sits in a folding chair in a makeshift command center. Airport conference room turned interrogation space. FAA officials, airline reps, police, everyone asking questions at once. Reyna sleeps on a bench against the wall. Someone gave her a blanket, a stuffed airplane toy. She clutches it like a lifeline. And you're certain the hydraulic pressure was below 5%. The FAA investigator leans forward, glasses perched on his nose, clipboard in hand. Yes. Morel's voice is hoarse. She's answered this question 4 times already. But you managed manual control? The captain and I both controlled it. Together. That's highly unusual. Most pilots can't maintain control with total hydraulic failure. Most pilots weren't desperate enough. The investigator makes a note, doesn't smile. Across the table, an airline representative clears her throat. Miss Duarte, we want to express our deepest gratitude. What you did today was extraordinary. I did what anyone would do. No. The woman's eyes are intense. You did what almost no one could do. You saved 237 lives. The number hits Morel like a fist. 237. That's not a statistic. That's faces, voices, families. That's Reyna getting to grow up. Can I go now? Morel's exhaustion is bone deep. My daughter needs rest. Just a few more questions. The FAA investigator flips pages. Your military record shows you left the Navy pilot program before certification. Can you explain why? Morel's jaw tightens. Personal reasons. Can you be more specific? No. The investigator frowns. Miss Duarte, we're trying to understand how someone without full certification was able to. The door opens. A man in an expensive suit walks in. Not airline. Not FAA. Something else. He nods to the investigator. Gentlemen, ma'am, I need the room. Excuse me? The investigator stands. This is a federal investigation. You can't just. The man pulls out credentials, flashes them, too fast for Morel to read. The investigator's face goes pale. Oh, I didn't realize. Now you do. Give us 10 minutes. Everyone files out, exchanging glances, confused, nervous. The door closes. The man sits across from Morel, doesn't smile, doesn't introduce himself. You made quite an impression today, Miss Duarte. Who are you? Someone who wants to help. He slides a folder across the table. That's everything we have on Darian Roth. His businesses, his associations, his enemies. Morel doesn't touch the folder. Why are you showing me this? Because he approached you after the landing. Because his phone records show he received a threatening message minutes before the crash. Because we believe this was an assassination attempt. Her blood runs cold. You think someone sabotaged the plane? We're investigating that possibility. The man leans back. What did Mr. Roth say to you? That I'm in danger. He's right. The moment you entered that cockpit, you became connected to him. And his enemies don't distinguish between targets and bystanders. So what do you want me to do? Disappear. We can arrange protection. New identities. Relocation. Morel looks at Reyna, still sleeping, face peaceful for the first time in hours. And if I say no, then you're on your own. The man stands. Mr. Roth offered you something similar, I imagine. Money. Resources. He's trying to buy protection the only way he knows how. You think I should trust you instead? I think you should trust yourself. He walks to the door, pauses. You survived today because you made hard choices under pressure. You'll survive what comes next the same way. He leaves. The folder sits on the table, unopened. Morel stares at it. Her hands shake. Outside the window, the plane is being towed away. Emergency crews packing up. Life returning to normal for everyone except her. The door opens again. Darian steps in, face drawn, exhausted. They told me you were still here. He sits down, doesn't ask permission. Did they make you an offer? What do you think? I think you're smart enough to see through it. Government protection sounds good until you realize you're just trading one cage for another. He leans forward. I'm not offering a cage. I'm offering freedom. Freedom from what? People who want you dead. Freedom to choose. His voice is quiet, intense. I have a plane waiting. 20 minutes from here. Private airfield. No questions. No records. I can get you and your daughter somewhere safe tonight. And then what? Then you decide. Stay hidden. Start over. Or come back when it's safe. Morel laughs. No humor in it. When will that be? I don't know. Darian's honesty is brutal. Maybe never, but at least you'll be alive to find out. Raina stirs on the bench, opens her eyes, sees her mother and smiles. Mama, can we go home now? Home. A one-bedroom apartment with broken heat and neighbors who complain about every sound. That's home, but it's theirs. Morel looks at Darian. If I go with you, I'm not doing it because I trust you. I'm doing it because I'm out of options. That's fair. And if you ever talk to my daughter the way you did on that plane, I'll make you regret surviving. Darian nods. Understood. Morel stands, walks to Raina, scoops her up. The little girl wraps her arms around her mother's neck. Are we leaving, Mama? Yes, baby. We're leaving. She walks to the door. Darian follows. Neither of them looks back. Where will they go when everyone is hunting them? The private airfield is dark and empty. Just one plane on the tarmac. Small jet. Engines already running. Stairs down. Darian leads them across the concrete. Morel carries Raina, the little girl's head heavy on her shoulder. Half asleep. This is yours. Morel's voice cuts through the engine noise. One of mine. I have 3. Must be nice. It was. Darian's tone is bitter. Before today, they climb the stairs. Inside the jet is leather seats and mood lighting. Everything expensive and empty. A pilot nods from the cockpit. We're ready when you are, sir. Give us 5 minutes. The pilot disappears. Darian gestures to a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Morel sets Raina down gently, buckles her in. The little girl's eyes flutter open. Where are we going? Somewhere safe. Will there be other kids? Morel's throat tightens. I don't know, baby. Raina yawns. Okay, Mama. Just like that. Okay. Because she trusts her mother completely. Morel walks to the front of the cabin. Darian stands by the bar, pouring something amber into a glass. Want one? He holds up the bottle. No. He downs it in one swallow. Pours another. I need to tell you something. His voice is rough. About the people who did this. I don't want to know. Yes, you do. He turns to face her. Because if you're going to survive this, you need to understand who they are. Morel crosses her arms. Waits. I used to work with them. Partners. We ran operations together. Import, export. Money laundering. Things that made us all rich. He stares into his glass. Then I wanted out. I wanted to go legitimate. Clean up my life. They didn't like that. They saw it as betrayal. Weakness. So they decided to send a message. His hand shakes. 237 people almost died because of me. They died because of whoever sabotaged that plane. Not you. Same thing. No, it's not. Morel's voice is steel. You didn't choose this. They did. Darian looks up. Something broken in his eyes. Why don't you hate me? I do hate you. The words are simple. Honest. You humiliated me. Mocked my daughter. Made me feel invisible. Then why did you save me? I didn't save you. I saved everyone. She steps closer. But now that we're here, now that I'm stuck in this with you, I need you to understand something. What? If anything happens to my daughter because of your mistakes, I will destroy you myself. Her voice doesn't rise. Doesn't need to. Understood. Darian holds her gaze. Nods slowly. Understood. The pilot's voice comes over the intercom. Sir, I need to take off. Air traffic wants us gone. Darian walks to the cockpit door. Get us in the air. The engines roar louder. The plane starts moving. Morel goes back to Raina, sits beside her, watches through the window as the ground falls away. They're running again. But this time she's not running alone. Darian sits across from them, stares out his own window, silent. For 10 minutes nobody speaks. Then his phone buzzes. He looks at it. His face drains of color. What? Morel's voice is sharp. He turns the phone toward her. A photo. Taken today. Airport tarmac. Emergency crews everywhere. And in the center, clear as day, Morel carrying Reina off the plane. Below the photo, a message. Found her. Do we proceed? Darian's voice is hollow. They know who you are. They know about your daughter. Morel's world tilts. Everything she did today, every choice, every moment of bravery. And now they're marked. What do we do? Her voice cracks for the first time. Darian's jaw sets. Something hard replacing the fear in his eyes. We disappear. Completely. And I make sure they never find us. How? By becoming someone they're more afraid of than you. Can Darian protect them from the people who destroyed everything? The plane lands somewhere Morel doesn't recognize. Small airfield. Mountains in the distance. Dawn breaking pink and gold across the horizon. Reina wakes as they touch down. Rubs her eyes. Are we there, Mama? Yes, baby. We're there. Wherever there is. A car waits on the tarmac. Black. Tinted windows. Driver in a suit who doesn't ask questions. Darian loads their one bag. Morel carries Reina. The morning air is cold. Clean. Nothing like the city they left behind. The car drives for 30 minutes. Through empty roads. Past farms. Small towns still sleeping. Then they pull up to a house. Not a mansion. Not a hideout. Just a house. 2 stories. White fence. Garden out front. Normal. This is it. Morel's voice is suspicious. For now, Darian opens the car door. It's mine. Well, one of my properties. No one knows about it. Not even my people. How long do we stay? As long as it takes. They walk inside. The house smells like lemon and dust. Furniture covered in sheets. But clean. Safe. Reina runs to the window. Mama, look. There's a swing outside. I see it, baby. Darian stands in the doorway. Hands in his pockets. Looking uncomfortable in his own property. There's food in the kitchen. Clothes upstairs. Whatever you need. He hesitates. I'll be back tomorrow. There are things I need to handle. What things? The kind that keep us alive. Morel walks to him. Keeps her voice low so Reina doesn't hear. You promised me something. What? You promised me this isn't just hiding. That you're actually going to fix this. Darian meets her eyes. I promise. Whatever it costs. Good. She steps back. Because my daughter deserves better than running for the rest of her life. So do you? The words surprise her. She doesn't respond. Darian leaves. The car pulls away. Silence settles over the house. Reina tugs her sleeve. Mom, are we staying here? For a little while. Is that man going to come back? Yes. Do you trust him? Morel looks out the window. Watches the dust settle where the car disappeared. I don't know yet, but she knows something else. The maid who nobody saw. The woman they underestimated. The mother who would do anything to protect her child. She's not invisible anymore. And maybe that's terrifying. Maybe that changes everything. But for the first time in 6 years, Morel Duarte isn't running from who she used to be. She's becoming who she's supposed to be. Outside, the sun rises fully, light touching everything, burning away shadows. Reina presses her face to the glass. Mama, can I go swing? Morel smiles. First real smile in days. Yes, baby, go swing. She watches her daughter run outside, watches her climb onto the swing, watches her laugh as she pumps her legs. Simple, pure, free. Darian's car appears on the horizon an hour later. He parks, gets out, stands at the fence watching Reina swing. Then he looks at the house, at Morel watching from the window. She doesn't wave, doesn't smile, just gives him one look, the kind that says everything without words. This isn't over, but we're not broken either. He nods, slight, respectful, then turns and walks away. And Morel knows, whatever comes next, whatever enemies are hunting them, whatever choices have to be made, they'll face it, not because she trusts him, but because quiet strength doesn't need permission to rise. It just rises. And sometimes the people who thought they were powerful learn too late that power without honor is just noise. But courage without an audience? That's the kind that changes everything. 6 months later, the headlines finally stop. Mysterious plane sabotage leads to major arrests. Criminal enterprise dismantled after failed assassination attempt. Hero pilot returns to Navy to complete certification. Morel doesn't read them anymore. She stands in the training facility. Flight suit zipped. Helmet under her arm. The same base where she started 10 years ago. Different woman now. The commander approaches. Same one who dismissed her years ago. His face is older. More lines around his eyes. Duarte, good to have you back. Good to be back, sir. He looks at her. Really looks. You know what you did on that civilian flight? That's the kind of flying most pilots never achieve in their entire careers. I had good reason, sir. My daughter was on board. Still, he extends his hand. You earned your place here. Again, she shakes it. Firm. Equal. He walks away. Morel stands alone on the tarmac. Fighter jets lined up like sleeping giants. Her giant waiting at the end. Her phone buzzes. A text from Reina. She's with Morel's sister now. Safe. Happy. Starting 3rd grade in a school where nobody knows their story. Love you, mama. Kick butt today. Morel smiles. Types back. Always baby. See you tonight. Another text comes through. Different number. Darian. She hasn't seen him since the trial ended. Since his testimony put away the people who tried to kill him. Who tried to kill everyone. The message is simple. Saw the news. Congratulations. You earned it. She stares at it. Finger hovering over the keyboard. Part of her wants to delete it. Move on. Forget the man who mocked her. Who dragged her into his nightmare. But another part remembers. The man who sat across from her in that private jet. Broken. Honest. Trying to be better than what he was. She types back. You did too. Stay clean. 3 dots appear. Then disappear. Then appear again. Finally his response. Trying. Thanks to you. She doesn't reply. Just pockets the phone. An instructor waves her over. Duarte, you're up. Morel walks to her jet. Runs her hand along the fuselage. Cold metal under her palm. Solid. Real. She climbs the ladder. Settles into the cockpit. The fit is perfect. Like coming home. Tower control crackles in her helmet. Alpha 7, you are cleared for takeoff. Copy tower. Alpha 7 rolling. She pushes the throttle forward. The jet screams down the runway. Speed building. Power thrumming through every bolt and wire. And she pulls back, and the ground falls away. Sky opening up endless and blue. Horizon stretching forever. No alarms. No panic. No one mocking her. Just flight. Pure. Free. Hers. Morel banks left. Rolls right. Feels the machine respond to every touch. This is who she was supposed to be. Not invisible. Not small. Not someone's maid, or someone's victim, or someone's mistake. A pilot. A mother. A woman who saved 237 lives because when the world asked if anyone could fly, she didn't hesitate. She rose. Below her the base shrinks to toy size. Above her nothing but sun and possibility. Her radio crackles. Alpha 7, how's it feel to be back? Morel's smile is fierce. Victorious. Like I never left. She pushes into a climb. Vertical. Straight up into the blinding light. And somewhere far below. In a city she'll never return to. In a courthouse where justice finally arrived. Darian Roth stands outside. Free man. Changed man. He looks up at the sky. Sees a jet trail cutting white across blue. Wonders if it's her. Hopes it is. Then turns and walks toward whatever quiet redemption looks like for men who almost destroyed everything. The jet trail fades, but the story doesn't, because some endings are really beginnings. And the quietest voices sometimes roar the loudest, when a moment demands it, when courage costs everything, when someone has to stand up and fly. The end.